Morning, Jess. Good morning, everybody. And we've got another lovely day here in Tasmania. Glorious image over the top of the pit lane and the start-finish line down there to turns 1 and 2. We're about to get underway with Boost Mobile qualifying. We've got a 10-minute session here, and this is part 1 of 2, and that ultimately leads to a top 10 shootout. The ultimate pit lane now open, cars rolling out from 45 degrees.
Neil, more to follow to Larko's point, the reason they're all looking for that toe is the wind is certainly up in this qualifying session compared to yesterday's qualifying session. So we heard Brock Feeney say after the race yesterday, he wasn't worried about the toe at any of the qualifying sessions. He knew that he was fast enough to do it because it was still wind conditions. The wind is definitely up. It is a headwind up the back straight. So while they're all on this tyre preparation lap right now, I can guarantee you they're all getting themselves into position to start this next lap to get the big toe down the back straight. A tenth and a half, if that's what it's worth, that could be the difference between being in the 10 and not.
It's fluctuating between 13, 19 kilometres an hour at the moment from the northwest, which puts it right on the nose on the back straight, and a little bit of tailwind effect when they go down to the hairpin.
But Feeney, remember, he made those comments on Friday after practice, and he essentially, there was a 40k headwind on Friday, and he did the lap time by himself. So Feeney has had the best pace, there's no doubt about that. It's just one of those ones now where you've got to position yourself. Brock already out in front going, and Will Brown's decided to pull back in behind. So Cam Waters, Thomas Randall are now in front of Will Brown. So a little bit of gamesmanship being played out here in terms of where you position the car.
And look at the totem at the top left. We're starting to run out of time in this session. It's a sudden death reminder that we've only got a situation here where you progress. We're not determining a grid. So the focus here is whether you can be in the 18 to keep it rolling, keep it moving. So beyond 18 at the moment, look at those names. You've got Reynolds, Courtney, Jones, Mostert, Cameron and Heimgartner. And Macaulay Jones' fine performance into 5th place yesterday as Finney punches out a 51-1. He's on top of Thomas Randall there at the moment from Cam Hill. Got a little whack from the umpire for his trouble yesterday. Jackson Evans having a great weekend, and he's showing solid form again this morning, up into position number 3. David Reynolds in the top 10. James Golding's got great sector splits here. So good that it's folded him up into position number 3. So, Deep Pasquale, Cameron, Davison, Courtney, Mostert, and Heimgartner at the moment. Is anybody on a lap that will dig out beyond position number 18?
Now, I reckon in terms of the payback, the guys were covering before the drama with the Tickford guys from yesterday, but Waters gave Randall a toe just then, so that was a little payback from yesterday. Now, Waters is actually 17th. So remember, we're looking for 18 cars to get through, so he's not far away from that cut line. How about Mostert? 23rd now.
And 50.8 there for Brock on that lap. Matty Payne jumps up now into position number 2, so they've smartened that car up today. As we go back and focus on Chaz Mostert sitting 23rd at the moment, but the numbers look better for him, but is it going to be good enough for him to shift out of where he currently is? No. He did a 51.5 on that lap, so he's sitting, languishing in 23rd position at the moment.
He's miles away.
Yeah, I'm just looking
absolutely miles away.
On the tracker here, I think that is everybody done and dusted. So nice speed there for Feeney. Boost Mobile qualifying 13.2 now, so we've got 18 cars out there, and the object of the exercise now that the pit lane is open is to try and find your way into the top 10 with some big names that are currently parked outside the top 10 based on that previous session, where the best number that was achieved was Brock Feeney on a 50.8542. So let's just watch Cam here on the cold toe. It got away from him. Actually, it wasn't close. It was actually contact. So on the right-hander at turn 3, the thing got away from him and has given the wall a whack. Now, hopefully he hasn't done any suspension damage, hurt the rim or hurt anything underbody on the car, and he's been able to get away with it. Otherwise, that is going to certainly hurt him. Here we go. We're approaching now 60 seconds to go to get to the flag. Some of them are going to get a second lap if they want. Now, Feeney out there at the front of the queue has just gone session fastest in the first split. And it's fast. It's a 17.4 for him, which is very speedy.
Yep.
So if you look at the numbers that we've seen early in the weekend, for example, he was the fast man on a 17.57 in those practice sessions on Friday. So he's flying out there at the moment, and we've seen plenty of evidence of that this weekend with his performances.
So this is part 2 of Boost Mobile qualifying. Remember, we're looking for the top 10 with a top 10 shootout later today. And Feeney at the moment with a 50.77, just knocked off. Will Brown has just gone to the top, 50.77, Feeney 0.8. Randall Evans, Cooper Murray very fast, comes up 5 spots. Golding comes into the 10. Percat 10th.
Now, what's in it for everyone on their second flyer here? Jack's on his own doing his thing. Now, Brown has been in search of some mojo in terms of qualifying at 25. He's not had a pole position. All eyes glued to the sectors at the moment, the micro sectors. They're glued to the timing monitors and the television monitors. It's a high-stakes blast for 2,410 metres in part 2 of quali. Brown's on a 50.7. He might get a Boost Mobile pole out of this one. He's got a 3/100ths margin over his teammate. It's literally a fingernail width that he's got in hand at the moment to the line, and he's improved again. It's a 50.76 on his second flyer. Has he done enough? Di Pasquale's done a mighty job to vault up into position number 4. Who are those that get out the other side? So Waters 10th. And so remember that if you're 11 through 18, you don't get to progress. So Brown's given himself the best opportunity here when we get to the top 10 shootout to work out whether or not he can actually clinch the deal. So he's been questioning his 1-lap pace. He's got it back now well and truly. Here's the confirmation graphic for you. So 4/100ths of a second Brown over Feeney, and then Thomas Randall in 3rd position there. So really now this is the story from 11 through 18, and what you've got to look at is when you look at the 51.02 for Cam Waters, it's 3/100ths of a second that was required for Matt Payne to play that game.